Hey guys, it's video number 2. I actually recorded a couple other videos the other day that were going to be video number 2. Um, and one was based upon the same kind of topic. I wanted to talk about, I guess, health, mainly in a physical sense, but also emotionally and spiritually as well. But I was talking about the topic the other day and I recorded a little thing, but it felt a little bit rambly. One thing with these, I'm not scripting them, and I probably should because I do tend to talk in circles, I think, a bit. But I just want them to be kind of organic and stuff that's on the top of my mind and just to express it how it is. The topic the other day was probably based a little bit more on things like yoga and meditation and how that's kind of recently helped me deal with some things physically and mentally as well, and the physical side of health, and once I stay on top of that, how important it is in so many aspects of my life. So I guess with these videos as well, it's a little bit of my journey and different things that I'm doing. So, with my business and now also with the health stuff. So it's the 2nd of November and yesterday was my first day of this Bikram yoga challenge I'm doing. So it's like minimum 5 classes a week I've got to do. Plus I do like more of a one-on-one Pilates. Oh, and there's also Bikram Pilates. I do dancing, hula hooping, and I feel really good when I'm keeping on top of my physical health. It is something that I tend to let slip just because I get busy and the old wogs are smoking in the alcove again. They like to use the front of this shop, which isn't theirs, they've got next door, but they like to smoke in the front door of my one. And the other day I was walking past, it's like completely off topic, but I was walking past and they were having a chuff and I was like, oh, hey guys, like trying to get in with all my groceries, and they're like, oh yeah, don't mind us, we just use this place to smoke, so like whatever, be friendly to your neighbours. However long those old Greeks have been there, I don't know, so just let them do their thing, they're not hurting anybody. It smells like smoke out the front door all the time. Anyway, back on topic. So, one thing I tend to do is fall, especially into a work mode, quite heavily. So every time I take on a new role, and I always think, this is going to be a simple role, maybe I'm going to work 3 days a week in a shop or something, 5-hour shifts or whatever, just to get in a little bit of extra money. It tends to always end up getting out of control, and I always tend to take on more. I don't know why I do it. It's not even like I'm addicted to the challenge. It's just like, fuck, I'm not addicted to the challenge. One thing that actually hit me recently was how much I hate working. Like, I actually hate working. And it's really funny because a lot of people say to me, oh, I really admire your work ethic. I'm like, I don't, because it doesn't sit with me. I feel unnatural working my ass off. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right in my head or with my body. But for some reason, I just do it. And when I'm not working my ass off, I get this sense of guilt. And I don't even know where the guilt comes from, but that's probably a big strive. Like, not even a strive. It's a push. It's why I push myself over the limit because of this guilt. And I don't know where it stems from. Even if I take a week off, I feel guilty. And it's like, oh, I shouldn't be like sitting on a beach, reading a book for a week, doing nothing. Like, and it's like, no, I fucking should. Like, but then by the end of that week, I'm broke. But it's like, well, what's the point of working and getting some money if you're not going to enjoy it? Like, even the whole money thing just doesn't make any sense. It's just dumb. But I get it. I get that we sort of, I guess we need it in this place that we live. So, yeah, but the rat race has never made any sense to me. And a big reason why I recently decided I'm not going to work for anyone else ever again. And I'm never going to have a job again. I am just going to enjoy what I do. And even that's hard. For years I've run my own business on the side, so making cakes, hosting events, what have you. And yeah, I enjoy it, but even that's really tolling. Doing the market run's exhausting, spending hours baking, it's exhausting, and half the time I'm barely even scraping by. I'm usually running at a loss. I actually think I'm always running at a loss, even when I end up making a profit. I don't really even see that money. It just goes straight back in buying ingredients or paying a new bill or paying a kitchen registration or putting money, like putting petrol in my car or getting the car serviced or some shit like that. And it's hard. It is really hard to keep afloat with it, and then it makes me stressed and anxious. And I'm pulling these ridiculous hours where I'm standing for, 10, 12-hour shifts baking my ass off. And I start to lose my passion for something that, well, it is meant to be a passion, but I start losing that feeling for it. I fall out of love with, the thing that I use to express myself with. And yeah, it gets a bit overwhelming. But the physical toll and then the mental toll, and then I just feel really disconnected from myself, so the spiritual side of it all. A bit of backstory about me as well. I guess I spent my teenage years dealing with dodgy knees, so I've had both of those reconstructed. Spent time in hospitals and plaster and rehab and lots of rehab and then, leading to depression because I lost a lot of friends. I wasn't going to school, so I didn't really get to hang out with teenagers. And then, all my friends got to go out and go to the movies, go to the park, got to do fun shit. I was stuck in bloody wheels and plaster. And yeah, I wasn't happy. I wasn't I was never the girl in high school that it was like all the boys wanted to date or anything. Not like that really bothered me, but you see everyone expressing themselves and starting to grow up, and I'm just like didn't have that life as a teenager, and it was a bit shit, but bloody thankful that it was just that for me. Some kids are born never able to walk or have so many difficulties in life and disabilities. So I'm pretty lucky that's all I had to put up with. In terms of my physical body, I've got other little niggly things, but we all do. But it just makes me aware of my body as well, because I do push myself, and then I fucking pay for it. I still see osteos and physios and go get acupuncture, and I've got low bone density, so I've got to get scans for that, and all that shit costs money. That's another thing. Just keeping on top of my health bloody costs money. And I do know it helps, but I don't want to just rely on I hate taking pills and things like that. So if I can do preventative measures leading up to it. So I started getting into being a lot more physically active, but things that suit my body. So yeah, so I started doing yoga and everything, and that really helps. But another thing um, with class yoga, I find can be I could imagine for the teachers it could be hard. You know, when if you say got like a class of 40 people, um, to be like pinpointing every little thing with everybody. And because I've got hypermobilities, hence why I had dodgy knees as well. So my ligaments relaxed, so they all pretty much snapped. So hypermobility is when you can do, you know, shit like that and like bend your legs the wrong way and all that crap. And when I'm doing certain poses, one thing I always thought about yoga is like, I'm like so flexible, I can totally, you know, ease into this move, and I'm doing like, it's great because I can put my head on my knee. Like, no one else in class can, but it's not actually a good thing that I can do that because I'm hyperextending and I'm not actually using any of my muscles. And I didn't know that actually prior to all this. And my podiatrist was actually the one that pointed out to me that I've got hypermobility. He was also one that pointed out to me that the hours that I do on my feet and the type of work that I do probably isn't the best for me, because being hypermobile, if you don't really have the muscle strength as well, it takes a lot more energy out of your body to keep you standing up straight in a line. And I've got scoliosis and I've got a twisted hip, so I tend to stand a bit funky at times. I don't even realise, and then the next day I'm like, you know, I've worked a bloody 10-hour shift or something in front of a coffee machine or baking cakes, and the next day, like, I can't even get out of bed, and it's shit. It's a shit feeling. But also allowing myself to have that next day of recovery is something I'm still learning about doing. And being like, you know what, I just need that recovery day today. That is okay. Not feeling the guilt. So I started doing like the class stuff, but then I started doing some one-on-one stuff, and that was great because the woman that I do it with now, she knows about my body, so she pinpoints to me. She's like, Betty, you're hyperextending, or she can see sometimes because there's like this rolling movement. I always roll to one side, and it's because of my hip, and she'll you know, adjust me, and it's great. And another shout out. So Yoga with Adriene is a brilliant YouTube channel, and a friend that I was working with a couple of years ago put me onto it, and I got addicted. She really connects you to your body, and she doesn't just talk. She's not like, just get into the move, like just extend and put your head on your knees. She makes you move more consciously, connect with your body. It's really funny to think that it's something that's free and accessible to everyone on the internet. You know, I pay a bit of money to go to my yoga classes and stuff, but I also do this. I was doing it every day, and I still try to. You know, and it's free for everyone, so it's great. She talks about if you're hypermobile as well, don't lock your knees. Have that bit of buoyancy and use your muscles as well. She talks a lot about breath work. So, yeah, I'm going to put a link below for Yoga with Adriene. I think it's a great channel. Another thing is, I guess, breath work. I do suffer sometimes from anxiety, like everybody. Like, you get a bit anxious, you get a bit stressed. One thing I always tend to do is, like, I hold a lot in my chest and my back, and I guess I forget to breathe. Like, I know I'm still breathing because I'm not dead, but I forget to, you know, breathe calmly and really oxygenate my body. So remembering to breathe, that's another reason I found yoga and Pilates really good. So a friend got me onto someone called Wim Hoff, and he's known as the Iceman, and he can like spend like, I don't know what his record is, but like copious amounts of time in freezing cold water, and he learned to train his body so that it doesn't even feel the cold, but he'll have like the symptoms, you know. I think there was a thing where his retina started freezing over or something because he was in the water for too long, but it didn't hurt him. And he harnessed that ability with breath. I'm yet to have my cold shower with the breath work, but I have been doing his breath work as well, and I just find it just helps me calm, take the time for myself. Also meditation is something that has helped me a lot as well, focusing on breathing, being present in that moment, you know, not thinking about what I've got to do in 10 minutes tomorrow, what happened yesterday, last week. So there's some aspects that I've found that have been really good for myself. And then that way too, I can use that in helping me to focus on my business, because if my body is feeling great, my mental clarity is a lot better, and I'm eating better and I'm sleeping better, you know, then I can focus on the things that I need to for my business, because I do struggle with focus a lot of the time, and I get overwhelmed, and it's just like, just take a breath, chill out for a second, stretch, go for a walk. So having that downtime as well is super important, and I think that's why today felt really good to do this video, because I've actually just had one of those nap days. Like, my brain has just been like, fucking nah, it's not doing anything. And I've tried, and every time I try it, I feel like I'm bloody getting a blood clot behind my right eyeball, and I've had to have like 20 litres of coffee, and yeah, I don't know why. And I've got yoga later, which I'm looking forward to, and I kind of feel like I just don't want to do it, but I know how great I feel afterwards. But in terms of using my brain power today, it's just not happening. It's not happening, and I'm trying to force my focus, and it's stressing me out because I just can't access that part, and that's okay. That is okay. Everything comes in its time. And that's exactly, I guess, how I'm starting to feel about even like my work life and the balance, you know, everything at its own pace, everything at its own time. I don't owe anything to the universe. It owes nothing to me. I don't owe anything to anyone else. They don't owe anything to me. I don't really even owe anything to myself, except for looking after the vessel as much as I can and enjoying it. And if I can enjoy it, then I can share it with everyone else to enjoy. Yeah, but like self-preservation is definitely a thing that I'm recently finding that I need to really gain control over a bit more, not overexerting myself. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay to say no if you just don't want to do shit or you're tired. It's okay. Not to feel the guilt. And I'm probably rambling and going on in circles again, so I'm going to leave it there, but that is day 2. All right, see ya.